another crazy gambling story. This gambling, I guess we'll call it a bad beat, an 11-leg parlay. And this is a heck of a run that was put together here. So I thought, there's no way. I'm not a big gambler myself. I'm not going to be able to tell this story in the way that it should be told. So I actually reached out to the gentleman who had this experience, and we're going to try to bring him in here if I can to let him kind of tell the story a little bit. So give me 1 second. We're going to try this, everyone. If you're listening, your history is being made right now. So I'm bringing into the show here Evan, and let's see if hey, Evan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are you guys tonight?
Hey, doing great, Evan. Doing great, buddy. Appreciate you being on, man.
Of course. Listen, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So I was just kind of doing a little intro on your story and everything, and I said, look, man, there's no way I'm going to be able to tell this story as well as the man who lived the story. So the only thing that I've done so far, I'm going to let you kind of take us through it a little bit. But what I explained was that if and correct me if I'm wrong, but you were betting NCAA men's basketball. You had an 11-leg parlay that you were betting, and it was going very well for you.
So, it was going way too well for me.
So here, let me just give one small thing here so that people have kind of a frame of reference. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I understand, you had put down a $5 wager, and if you had hit on this 11-leg parlay, you would have won over $490,000. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
I'm sorry to bring up painful memories here.
No. I had yesterday to kind of lay around and get over it. So now I'm just trying to, tell a story, and hopefully one day either me or someone else can experience it and actually hit it and win.
There you go.
But yeah, I actually placed it early last week before really any of the games started. So pretty much I was banking on every team to win a few games and for a few upsets to happen. So throughout the week, I kind of just, kept track of it, but not getting my hopes up. I don't want to get hopes up too soon. Sure. So Friday comes around and I check my phone and I see that every team is still alive going into the semifinals or finals.
Okay.
So it got a little bit more real.
So let me stop. So you're betting on tournament winners or like just certain games?
Yeah, it was conference championship winners. So conference championships were starting, and I bet on the outcome of 11 different conferences. So in reality, it was like betting a 44-game parlay, pretty much is what I was doing.
And let me just be clear, Evan did not only pick the favorites. I mean, you had a couple underdogs, you had a couple favorites, you had, it was kind of all over, and you were putting together quite a run here. And so take us through it, man. Like you said, your teams are still alive, right? So now we're coming into the final weekend. Everyone's still playing. You realize, oh man, all of my teams are alive. Take us through kind of the lead up through that, if you could.
So Saturday morning, I wake up, and Saturday was actually my birthday. So
come on, Evan. You're killing me. You're breaking my heart, man.
Friday night, my family came down. We celebrated. We had talked about like the what if, because it was kind of like in play.
Sure.
But it was like one of those things still like we were waiting to see. So Saturday night around 10:30, I think it was UC Santa Barbara was the last game Saturday night, and if that would have won, I would have had 3 games on Sunday to get by for the grand prize.
Wow.
So Saturday, I'm out with my friends enjoying it, and we're out at a bar watching this game and just going crazy. And we probably looked like idiots rooting for this game that probably
we lost.
Right in the middle of it.
We were just having a great time.
Oh, something happened. I don't know what happened, but we lost Evan. Oh, no. Well, hopefully we can get him back on. I'm not sure what happened there. He just disappeared.
Oh, my gosh.
Not sure. Having some technical issues there. Oh, no. Man, we were really getting everyone's hopes up. Wow. All right. Well, we're going to, hopefully we'll have Evan be able to rejoin us. So, gosh, I have no idea. Well, first of all, what we've heard so far. It was the guy's birthday.
Gut wrenching. Your family's in town. You're talking about.
Oh, it's so bad.
You're at a bar enjoying, what did he say, UC Santa Barbara? I mean,
I think
everyone's probably like, did you all go to this school? Like, what is happening? Oh, that is just so brutal. Oh, my gosh. We got to figure a way to get him back.
I know. I'm working on trying to get him back right now. And yeah, I want to understand what happened here. I mean, what a story. And, you know, here's the thing. Obviously, as you see, I mean, Evan's a nice guy. There's a lot of stuff for us to cover here because, here he is. Here he is. Okay, let's see.
Oh, come on.
Let's see. Let's see if it works this time here.
Can you guys hear me?
Loading up. Evan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh,
there he is.
Evan,
all
can
right.
you hear us?
Yep. All right. Sorry about that.
No trouble. Not sure what happened, but we're glad to have you back. Everyone listening is going to be frantic. We were frantic. Like, no, you're just starting to tell us.
Yeah. So I think where I left off was Saturday was my birthday, and we are, celebrating, having fun, and we were watching UC Santa Barbara. I think the team was a late Saturday game that no one else cared about at the place we were at.
We were just saying
made sure it was on the TV.
We're like, people probably like, did he go to UC Santa Barbara? Why is he so pumped about this?
Why would he care so much about this?
I had a guy behind me. He asked me, "Why do you care so much? Like, did you go there?" And I briefly said, "I have a lot riding on this, 6 figures at least."
Nice.
And he was like, "You know what? Okay, like, do you?"
Yeah, absolutely.
So the game won, and I had realized I had 3 games left. So Sunday morning comes around, and Princeton is playing Yale, and Princeton had lost to them 10 of the last 11 times.
Wow.
So I'm in my living room, and I'm just going crazy. I'm pacing back and forth watching it.
And you need who to win between Princeton and Yale? Who are you betting?
Princeton.
Okay.
They were the underdog, and they're the one who lost 10 of the last 11 to them.
Wow.
So I was pacing back and forth, and they closed it out at about 2:30 my time. So from there, I had 1 hour to get everything together until the Purdue game and Houston game, which both started at 3:30.
Oh, wow. So these are your final 2 games. They start at the same time.
Yep, same time. Wow. And they're the last 2 conference games on the slate. So I look at FanDuel. I never once had a cash out, nothing. And
okay, so
we talked about this last week.
If we could, Evan. We talked about this last week. So we talked about a crazy 6-fight parlay with UFC last week. And one of those things was, and Jeff was saying, well, when I've made these types of bets before, like a DraftKings or whoever, on these big things, they give you some type of a payout. And we were kind of saying, wow, this guy in this UFC thing, he must have just had real guts to say, I'm just going to hang in. I'm not going to take a payout. But I saw you talking to people on Twitter and trying to explain, because people were kind of saying like, hey, you're an idiot, you should have taken the payout. And you're saying like, listen, I get it, they didn't offer me a payout. So you did attempt to get a payout from FanDuel, is that correct?
Not only did I attempt, I actually got in contact with them. So during this hour span, I finally got through, and there was like a wait line. I had to wait and get in contact with someone, and I asked about the payout, and they said that they weren't obligated to give one, and sent me at their house rules. So I then messaged back, and I told them, I don't think you understand, like, it's not a small bet. I was like, this is a very serious situation right now. And they said, sorry, we can't help you. We're not obligated to give one.
Wow. So that's amazing. And this was through FanDuel then, correct? This was through FanDuel.
Yep. I have all the messages and everything with them. It was on the app. And so after this, I had a half hour to figure out what I was going to do.
Oh my goodness. So basically you're looking at this and you're going, okay, so now I have a half hour. I might be making almost $500,000 if these games go my way. I would probably be willing to take a cash out if someone would offer me one.
I was ready.
Did you have a number in mind where you said, if they offer me X, I'm going to take it?
It seems low, but like even 50 grand, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 26. That's a lot of money.
No, it makes total sense.
Yeah. And Houston's point guard was out. And I that really was in my mind. Like, the point guard is out right now. No matter what the cash out is, I'm probably going to take it, because if it ends up winning, at least I got something out of it. A $5 bet. Turning $5 into 50 grand, I'm not going to pass that up.
So have you done other, I mean, it doesn't sound like you were just going out there just picking just any team. Like, it sounds like you know your stuff. So have you done other parlays with other things that they've offered you a cash out? I could be dumb. Like, I swear I've put like $5 on like a UFC, like a 3-leg. And at one point they were like, do you want to cash out for $10? So like, yeah, sure. But
okay. Most of my bets, they give me a cash out option. Like, it goes live with the game and
and
never once did I have one.
Interesting.
And what people were saying is, like, you had to have had one. Well, with the cash out, it's there, and then it says cash out unavailable if it disappears. I never even had that. So it was completely turned off.
That is so odd. Oh my gosh. Oh.
So FanDuel just doesn't want to pay out any money, is what it is. They're looking at it like, hey, even 50 grand, we're not paying it out. Like, we still, like, I mean, you might have bankrupted the company if you had won, because they certainly did not want to pay you any amount of money to get out of it.
Well, after this is when the real chaos started, because then it was like, all right, I need a hedge.
Sure.
So
calling friends, family.
Luckily, I had both of the favorites in the game. So if I bet both underdogs are plus 200, I'm making some money. So then it became the issue of transferring money from my bank accounts to like my checking account, and then getting fraud alerts when I try to transfer over to FanDuel. And then FanDuel only lets you deposit so much at a time. So then I had ran into that error. So it was a mad rush. I ended up putting a few grand on each underdog. So I did make a few grand off $5.
Okay.
So it was good. I can't complain, but in the grand scheme of things, it just hurts. I was getting like fraud texts, emails,
that is so,
and FanDuel saying you can only deposit this much at a time. So now I was depositing several thousand at a time. Next thing you know, it's game time. So there's actually a bar in Columbus that just opened up called Parlay. So they specialize in
there you go.
betting and games. So they have 100 TVs, and that's where I had watched the game out with a few friends.
Wow.
And it was a roller coaster.
So
everyone got involved there.
So
the final two games are Purdue. You're picking Purdue to win and Houston to win. Is that correct for the final two games?
And so they were.
Those were
they on at different times? Because or were they kind of?
No, same time.
Oh my gosh!
So they started at the same time. That's what people were saying. They're like, "Oh, you should just take $100 grand," which I don't have $100 grand laying around.
Right. Yeah,
and just throw it on Memphis. Well, if Houston wins and Purdue loses, I'm out $100 grand.
Yeah, not $5.
And I'm like, I am not taking that risk. I'm just putting all my money on one team.
Right.
Yeah.
Which Purdue was in control, but they almost blew it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won by 2 points.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Penn State. I'm a big Penn State fan, so I was watching that one pretty closely myself, and Penn State might have been one of the hottest teams right now in the NCAA. And so that was a nail biter. Now, did they get done at the same time, or did Houston
They finished up right at the same time, pretty much.
Oh my gosh!
So I was sweating out both, and the thing is, we were there, and people started catching on to what was going on. So like the energy there, and
oh my gosh!
Wow!
And meanwhile, my phone, I probably had 3,000 notifications in about 24 to 36 hours.
Oh my!
So my phone the whole time just exploding.
That is hilarious. So I assume after you lost, everyone in the bar bought you rounds, and
yeah, it was one of those things where honestly, at halftime, I was trying to stay positive, They're down 15, but they made a push, and they were down by, I think, 5 with 6 minutes to go.
Oh, my gosh.
Had all the momentum, and I had all that hope.
Oh, my gosh.
And
That makes it even worse.
Yeah. The waitresses and everyone was like, they quit working. Like, they just watched with me.
Wow.
Everyone was all hands on deck. And I did not sit the whole time. I was shaking. And I didn't get the outcome I wanted,
Sure.
but it's been an experience of a lifetime.
What an awesome experience, though. I mean, yeah, it'd been much cooler to win $500,000, but
Sure.
but what a cool experience!
Yep.
Like, you got a whole bar now rooting for you, and people online. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the DMs I've gotten have been funny. I mean, there's a few haters out there,
Sure.
but the amount of DMs I've gotten to fill out their March Madness brackets, to join their betting groups.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
All this stuff, just unreal. Someone asked me, this guy up in Canada, he said, make a 15-leg parlay. I don't care what it is for the NCAA tournament, but give it to me.
Oh my gosh, that is.
Yeah, you should start charging
Yeah, there
for
you
your
go.
parlay picks for people.
Yeah.
So you just give them the Evan special, and you go in and you pick their games for
Yeah,
them.
just make sure there's a cash out option.
And yeah, exactly. And so I get home and it all sinks in. I get on social media and I see all these comments, and people were like, "Oh, I know him. Like, he had a cash out." I'm like, You don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what has happened the past 5 hours.
People are so weird, right? It's like they're trying to inject themselves in and then try to claim that like they have inside knowledge for no reason. There's no reason they would want to do
That
that.
is hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like the sports betting, especially the sports world, like they're all a lot together. Like, there's a great community.
Yeah.
And people love being competitive. So I've got a lot of support, and
Dude, that is so awesome.
hopefully I can be in that position again. Probably never know, but I am very happy I can at least say I was there one time.
No, that is
Well,
so
man,
crazy.
look, first of all, Evan, you got the right attitude, man, because there's so many people that, would want to just, jump off a building right now or something.
Sure.
And you have the absolute right attitude, which is, hey, it was an awesome experience. I wish I'd have won, but I'm still getting something out of it. And, and it was an amazing time. And you have, you and I were messaging some before the show. You have won a couple like nice wins. You had a pretty nice UFC win of your own.
Yep.
If you want to touch on that briefly.
Yeah, so it actually connects back to March Madness of last year, probably about a year ago. So there's a March Madness bracket, big league, and the winner of it for the bracket is $9,000 usually.
Nice.
So my buddy in Florida had won the 9K. So he was coming up to Ohio to collect the 9K that he had won. So he's there. So there's a big pay-per-view fight. So he stays for the weekend. So I throw down an 8-leg parlay UFC. It was pretty much a lot of even odds. And then it was Sterling to beat Peter Yan, which Sterling was a plus like 350 underdog. No one had him winning. He ended up winning, and I turned $24 into $2,900.
Nice. All right. Very nice.
So that one felt a lot better than it does right now.
Sure.
But
Sure.
Well, but no, I mean, I think the thing that's cool though is that like you have made it work. I mean, so if we don't look at this last one for the dollar amount of what was lost, right? Because you said you still made some money. So if we looked at that, I mean, overall on some of these wagers that you make in these parlays, would you say that overall you're up, or you think you're even? You think you're down?
So over the past few years, I've been actually keeping track, and I am up, I would say, about $4,000 over the past couple of years.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
It's been up and down, of
Sure.
course, but then you have a few. Honestly, the 2 parlays I'm talking about this weekend and the UFC one, obviously that accounts for a majority of it. But I mean, that's the gamble you take with betting.
Absolutely. So here's the question then that lots of people are going to have, Evan, which is, will you be betting the NCAA tournament? Are you already set up and ready with your picks?
Yep. I have my brackets filled out. I did 5. And then I placed my first bet on March Madness tonight, which hit. I had Texas A&M CC first half -1.5. So I can't sulk. I can't lay around and sulk. Got to hop right back
into it.
Back on the horse, man.
I actually, my mom called me yesterday morning. Was like, "How are you feeling?" Like, I just need one day to
Just
lay around and sulk.
Let me sulk.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh, especially
That's awesome. I mean, and you know what? You deserve that. I mean, believe me, one day, I think some people would have taken a year. So you take that one day to feel down about it, and then, you use it to propel you forward. And now with the tournament starting, you're going to be in hopefully a great position to make some more money.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. A lot of people are like, I don't know, like how you're being positive or like what's going on. I'm just like, I'm thinking of it as a great experience. $5 into a couple of grand, and I have good health. I'm happy with life, so like, there's no reason just to derail everything.
Sure.
Just if anything, I feel very blessed for all the support I've gotten and just everyone reaching out, and just I don't think. So I'm from a small town in Ohio. I don't think anywhere else in the country was rooting as hard for Houston than back home.
That's right. Suddenly, a lot of Houston fans in Ohio.
Yeah. I was getting texts from the most random people I haven't talked to in years. Old high school coaches, teachers, stuff like that.
Wow. Well, let's just say the reason that people started to find out about this, if I'm not mistaken, was Bleacher Report the first one to kind of pick up the story, or how did they find out?
So my buddy, he actually is the one who tweeted the ticket out and tagged him in it. And they reached out to him and they're like, "Hey, is this yours?" Like, no, it's my buddy's. And they started DMing me saying, "Is this yours? We'd like to promote you or promote your ticket pretty much today, and try to get a lot of support behind you." So once that hit, it went nuts. Like, my phone just went crazy because they posted on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
Wow.
So they reached out to me, and they were great. They're very supportive, and they're actually going to send me a care package of like merchandise and stuff like that.
Cool.
That's awesome.
So they were great about it. Very fun to go along with, and that's how they found out. Cause I had actually Saturday night. I mean, it was my birthday. I had a couple of drinks in me. I tweeted out the ticket to FanDuel because I tried contacting them. Tweeted it out like, "Can I please get a cash out?"
Yeah, you jackasses! I'm getting a cash out here. Help
it's
me,
not
please.
working.
Yeah. So no one. Honestly, I tweeted out twice late Saturday night, and I didn't get a single like or retweet on it. It just went under the radar. I don't know if it was because it was late at night. Just no one really saw it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then my buddy, whenever he tweeted it, it just kind of went viral from there.
That is crazy.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. And that's so long story short, that's how I saw it was I'm on there and I just happened to see, that Bleacher Report had put it out. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, good Lord. I mean, okay, yeah, it's a terrible break, obviously, at the end. That's the part that everyone focuses on, right? And this is always the case. I guess this is the way just people's minds work, is that we focus on the loss and and how I'm looking at it going, you bet 11 games, and I have all the odds. I mean, I grabbed all the information. So again, you weren't picking all underdogs or all favorites. You had a mix. I mean, there was thought that went into the picks, and to have an 11-game parlay. I think we just lost him again. Oh well, we lost Evan, but I think he's having some connection issues there. But I mean, it is true though to have an 11-game parlay that he's betting. And he got 10 of 11 right. So again, he wasn't throwing darts at a board or something like that. I mean, he was picking games, and he was picking the right games, including upset wins and stuff. Yeah. So he knew what he was doing, and so I looked at that and go, okay, this guy, he didn't win the $490,000 that he would have loved to on a $5 bet. But man, if he can pick like that, some of that's luck, obviously, but I think he'll still have some money that he's going to be making in the future. Yeah,
for sure. And it sounds like probably picked that Houston one before the point guard went out, so I think that's probably it.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me, like how FanDuel did not offer. Like, I don't know what their reasoning would be. Is it just like, nah, it's 11-game parlay, deal with it, But I would think they would be sweating some bullets at some point too. Like, unless they just weren't going to pay it out. Like, no, I mean, we only have to pay out maximum this or that. Like, I don't know. But like I said,
I don't know.
My $5 bet on like a 4-leg, they'd be like, you want $10, you know? So I don't know why you would offer.
Well, we have Evan back here. We have Evan back, so we'll bring him in
All
here.
right, yeah.
We want to make sure we close out this story the right way and give. Evan's having connection issues though, man. That's unfortunate, but we'll give him every opportunity to close out his story the right way. But
can you guys hear me?
This is
that is crazy.
Man, I mean, again, $5 turning into $490,000. So just goes to show. If you're good at this stuff, sometimes it's worth it to put the random bets down. You know, we talked about the UFC 6-fight parlay last week, and I don't even remember what that person made, but it was
that was $1 bet.
Was it $1 into? Yeah, it was $1 into
400.
Was it 400,000? Yeah, so a $1 bet into 400,000, where he was picking the round of the loss and you know, who's the winners and how they're going to win and everything else. But $1 into 400,000. And this was going to be $5 into 490,000, and just that one. And here's what's funny: Houston, which was the last game of the 11-game parlay, the one that he lost, was actually the biggest favorite of all of his picks. So of every game he picked, Houston was the biggest favorite, and they're the ones that lost in the final game. To have him not be able to hold on and make that almost $500,000. So
good for him for taking
that's a tough one
day to sulk. I probably would have just shut down for at least the week. I couldn't imagine.
I got to give Evan a ton of credit. I mean, really, really, really. Here he is. Okay, so we're going to try this one last time for Evan. See if we can get him in here to close out his story the right way here.
Hello.
Because it deserves. Yeah, I don't know why he's having problems. It's just not connecting for some reason. Right, so, we keep trying to bring him in, but it's just not connecting. So, but look, this is a heck of a story. And Evan, first of all, what a great attitude to have. I mean, to look at it and go, oh man, what a great experience! I've gotten so much support. People have been so nice. I mean, that's impressive, man. That's impressive. Yeah.
People DMing them, asking them for 15-leg parlays. I mean, how much fun is that? Yeah.
I mean, and he's gotten this little bit of fame, a little bit of celebrity. Now he's going to be getting a care package from Bleacher Report and all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, and hey, let's face it. I mean, not for nothing. He's here on the You Get the Horn show as well. So that's another win.
Big win for him.
I can promise you, he probably wouldn't have even responded to my message had he won. He'd have been $500,000 richer. He'd be like, no way, I don't need this.
No.
So instead we're able to have him on, and man, what a great guy. What a great attitude to have. We should all be so lucky to be able to, to look at the situation with the clear-headedness that he's able to look at and say, hey man, I'm healthy. I'm happy. I got a good life, and I still made a couple grand in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. So it's not all lost by any stretch.
Wow.
So
very cool story.
Pretty pretty amazing. So we are going to move into some other things. There he is. All right. So no trouble, Evan. Listen, buddy, no trouble at all. Connection issues happen, so we know that. We actually said we're going to give him every opportunity to come back to close out his story the right way.
I popped in, I heard that,
before we let him go.
I was like, oh no.
No, listen, man. We were just talking about how we got to salute you, because very few people would have been able to go through this and have the great attitude and the great mentality that you have toward it, to just be able to say, hey, I'm healthy, I'm happy, this has been a fun experience, it's been super cool, and man, you got the right attitude toward it. So congrats to you for that. I appreciate it. Wish we were congratulating you for winning $490,000, but
I'm guessing he probably does too.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
But I will say there's a lot of people out there that might have won that money that would not have deserved congratulations for who they are as people. And while I don't know you on a personal level beyond this, I can tell you that, anyone who's able to come in and kind of have a good attitude about it and laugh about it and kind of, shrug it off in relatively short order from the time that it happened. You're a well-adjusted person, my friend. So that's
I appreciate it so much. And that's the thing. People were like, who knows the guy deserves it? He's all over social media. I'm like, I'm just trying to enjoy the moment right now. And just,
yeah, that's right.
Yes, you
this is
should
never
be.
going to happen again. So
yeah. Let me enjoy it.
Well, you're doing what you should be. And just so people know, do you mind if I give out your Instagram and your Twitter and things like that? I want 100%. People to know where to find
100%.
you. All right. So you are Evan, EVAN, Evan _ Snyder, SNYDER, Evan _ Snyder on Instagram, and Evan _ Snyder _ 19 on Twitter.
That is
that
correct.
Right? All right. Any other social media you have? Those are the two that I happen to have. Feel free to if you want to give anyone a shout out or throw out any other social media, feel free, my friend.
Social media is pretty much that. I mean, I have TikTok, but I'm not a TikTok influencer. I don't do those dances or anything like that. I just scroll for the fun of it. But I just want to thank you guys for having me on. You guys have been great, nothing but nice. It's been good to talk about and have good fun about it. So I appreciate you guys having me on here.
No,
100%.
Evan, listen, man, we appreciate you coming on. And this was all on very short notice. I want to give Evan a ton of credit. I had reached out to him, and then I heard back from him late afternoon, I guess it was today. And it was everything kind of came together in really short order about, could we, because we already had a show planned. And so it was kind of like, okay, can we fit this when? And he was able to be really flexible and everything. So really appreciate you being able to come on with us, Evan. And it was a pleasure hearing from you and hearing the background of the story. Hopefully some people will get off your back now so that they understand there was no cash out option, people.
Option.
Shut up.
Leave him alone.
He would have taken the money.
So I got a question for you two. Just one question.
Sure.
Who are you guys taking in March Madness to win it all?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my goodness. Jeff, I'll let you take this one first.
Yep.
I'll be the first one to say I have not even sat down and looked at brackets yet. Normally, I'll tell you, so here's what's funny, right? So I grew up a Carolina fan, and then, of course, they have the worst season ever to go from a preseason number one to not even make the tournament. So I'm going to go with a team that I know well, and I'll say UVA.
Okay.
UVA is close to home, so I'll go UVA.
Yeah, same. My homer pick is Penn State. I want to see him at least make it to the Sweet 16. Probably end up picking Alabama, though, I think.
Okay.
And you?
How about you, Evan? Who's your pick to win it all?
Memphis.
$100,000 on Memphis. You heard it here first.
That's right. It's all in. You go all in on Memphis.
No, I do really like Houston. Alabama's tough as well. I think a team that could make a run at it that's not a number one seed is Marquette. I think they could make a run. Just because Purdue's in that region, and they have to play Memphis. They have a couple other teams. I think that have Duke in that region as well. So I think that region right there, someone can slip through that's not the number one.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I like this. All right. So there's a little betting tip from Evan. I like it.
Evan says put all of your money on Memphis.
Yeah, it's all Marquette.
Yeah. And Marquette. Memphis.
Use your discretion wisely.
Second mortgage.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we will be following you, so I'll presume you'll be putting your bets out on Instagram and stuff, or
I usually want to do that, but I think I'm going to have to.
I feel like now you have to.
Yeah.
You should, man. You got to take advantage. Right now, you got some heat on you. People are going to want to know. This is the time to seize the moment, man. 100%.
Have fun with it.
I think at least Elite 8, maybe, parlay, something like that. So
there you go.
That's been the most popular flush I've had is Elite 8 parlays. So
really?
All right. Very nice. I like it.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to be sending people to your social media.
For sure.
Check out, Evan Snyder, see his picks. This guy is, look, let's face it. He's got a good history. I mean, if I were to ask someone, hey, can you make picks for me? And he got 10 of 11 right. I'm going to be pretty happy with those results, right? So that's a pretty good deal. He knows what he's doing, so I think you ride with him.
Is that or I use up all my luck? One of the two.
One of the two. And we'll find out either way.
Either way.
You know, you'll go from most beloved to most hated. So, you know, that's usually how life works on Twitter anyways.
That's exactly right.
Awesome, man.
All right, Evan. Well, listen, my friend, we really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. We had a blast talking with you, and we'll be following you and checking out your picks. And like I said, man, congratulations to you. Again, even though you didn't win what you could have won, you still managed to win, and you're handling it like a pro. So great job, my friend. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys, and wish you guys nothing but best of luck.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Evan. Thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Bye.
What a good dude, huh?
Yeah, I mean, really wonderful. I mean, good Lord. Well, I mean, that's a crazy story, but it is fun, right? You got to be able to have some fun with it. He finds himself in this crazy situation, and he's rolling with the punches and making the best of it. And, you know, there's always these bizarre people out there that want to be critical of something and find something to complain about. But, you know, this is nothing but a feel good story. I think, you know, with Evan.
That's it, man. And, start putting your picks out there now. People see it now. I mean, like you say, he's got 100%. All the momentum in the world. Put your picks out there, man.
That's right.
Get a following. Yeah, you know, like have fun with it.
So. He deserves it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Awesome. Man.